Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. I wanted to, if you remember, I had put up a video last week about a few canned good items. I talked about olive oil in my stockpile that I have. And what I wanted to just talk about now, I want to elaborate a little bit on the stockpile subject. There is one mistake that some people do when it comes to having a stockpile, in their pantry, for in the case of an emergency or something may happen. And like in my case, I had the Hurricane Ian, but by the time it got to me, it was Tropical Storm Ian. But power outages, tornadoes, hurricanes, even a blizzard, anything that has to do where you can lose power. What people don't do is a stockpile outside of that is made to be used. But what people really need to start doing, for those that don't, some may, like I say, jot down, like, for instance, if you go to your stockpile cabinet and you decide you want to use a can of Manwich Sloppy Joe, which I showed in my lineup last week, write that down, especially if you're down to maybe one can. Write it down. Something, or the next time you may use green beans or beef stew or the Hormel Completes. That's another good one to have on hand. Anything that you use, keep a record of what it is. That way, when you go back to the grocery store, you can go and repurchase those items and restock your stockpile. So you want to definitely keep that stockpile cycle going. Use it in off times when you don't have bad weather. We all have to eat, so just make sure you keep a record of everything that you use in your stockpile when you feel like using it, because that's why it's there. It's made to be eaten off of. But just write it down. And I know that system works for me. That's why I'm passing it along to you. And in addition, not only writing down what you use to replenish, you can also write down some new items that you may want to go ahead and add to your lineup. For example, let's say you want something a little bit more fancy, maybe something you commonly don't buy that you like, that may be a little bit out of your price range. But let's say the store one week has a sale on it. So you go pick up 4 cans, whatever amount that, that you think you can afford, and add it to your lineup. It doesn't really matter what that item is, but always keep record of everything you use and make sure you put that back in your stockpile, because you want to keep that stockpile always, up to level, because you just don't know from one minute to the next. Mother Nature is unpredictable, especially down here in Florida where I'm at. So that's why I do it. All right. Anyway, this is not much of a video. This was just, I wanted to go ahead and throw that tip out there to you guys. But do that. It'll also cost you a little bit less in the long run when it comes to your stockpile if you do keep record and write down everything that you use. And definitely be on the lookout for sales. Buy one, get one frees. Those are great. If you have access, this is a good one too. And they say that a lot of people don't have access to them, but that's not necessarily true, especially in times like this. if you do have the ability to go to a food bank and get a box of food that they give you, that's a great one. That's also another money saver. So anyway, I want to thank all of you for tuning in, and I will see you guys back here on Recipe Tuesday. I have an old recipe I think all of you will like, and be on the lookout for that. I'll talk to you later. Bye.